welcome back. I have with me here at the studio Genee Figuieras, and Genee spent many, many years as a dental hygienist. And since it's Dental Hygienist Day, who better to talk to than somebody with tons of experience? Hi,
Yes.
Genee.
Hi, how are you, John?
Doing well, thanks. So, how long did you spend as a dental hygienist?
Well, I still am a dental hygienist,
Okay.
but it's been 21 years now as a dental hygienist.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so, what pulled you into that field?
Well, shockingly, I got into dentistry by the theater.
You did?
I did a show at Theater Lawrence when it was in their old building, and one of the dentists saw me in a show, and they thought I would be a good fit in their dental office. And so I said, I don't have dental experience. They're like, we'll train you. And I said, okay. And so I was hired on, and then I found I liked dentistry, and so then I pursued going to dental hygiene school because it is something that does require college degree and licensing for. And so I went and got my degree and have been practicing since 2001.
That's amazing. So you got into it because of your sparkling personality.
My brilliant personality. No, it was quite interesting. Every job that I've had has come through the theater.
Okay.
Shocking.
Yes. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So do you find that having a good personality is vital to that job?
Personality is really good because most people don't like going to the dentist.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to have a personality to know how to glean from your patients, what their needs and wants are, and to make them feel comfortable. And so helping to have a personality helps. But you don't have to. Not all patients want to talk, but obviously with me, they have no choice.
So what exactly does a dental hygienist do?
Well, a dental hygienist does more than cleaning teeth, but that is what they are thought of.
Mm-hmm.
The mouth is the gateway to total body health, and the dental hygienist is the person who assesses the treatment needs for the patient,
mm-hmm.
but also they're with the patient more than the dentist, so they can help point the dentist in the right direction on, no, this person's having this problem, but also when we check blood pressure at a dental office, and so if someone's blood pressure is high, we're like, hey, you may want to go get a physical and maybe revisit with your physician, because if you're on these medicines, they may not be controlled and they can help you. Or if a patient is having any type of blood pressure issue, it will also manifest in the mouth and maybe bleeding gums. And so we can help be a mediary for the patient and a physician, or patient and other dental specialists.
Mm-hmm. So I imagine most days are just run-of-the-mill predictable, but there probably have been times when something crazy happened.
Oh, yes. Crazy things do happen. There's been good crazy things, and then there's been not so good crazy things.
I want to hear about both.
Well, I'll do the bad first.
Okay.
Well, I had a patient who actually, wasn't a patient, it's actually a coworker. I'm working on a patient, and I hear a thud, and so it sounded like somebody dropped a book. And so, but you're waiting for that white noise. You learn to listen what's going on around you. And I was expecting them to pick something up. And then I was over with my patient, and I said, I'm just going to go check on that. And so I leave my operatory, and I see one of the assistants. She's wedged between what they call a 12 o'clock unit and the patient chair, having a grand mal seizure.
Oh no!
And
that's not the kind of story I was expecting.
But she's having a grand mal seizure, and so but nobody in the dental office knew because we were very efficient about it.
Yeah.
She was okay, but we called the paramedics, and they came in, got her, and then it was due to medication that she was taking.
I see. Uh-huh.
And so that was that. And as far as good, there's lots of good stories. I've had patients who come in and, because I do love theater, they have joined me in me performing music from The Music Man.
Yeah.
I was meant to be Harold Hill in another life, and had a patient who did the other parts for me because they loved the musical too.
Oh my
and so we
gosh.
were entertaining the dental. That was one of probably my most favorite memories.
Oh, I love it.
As I was doing we were doing the opening the Rock Island thing. So
That's the what do you talk? What do you talk?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
that's yeah. And we did the whole thing together. It was quite entertaining.
I may or may not know Genee from theater. So.
No, that's one of the best things that's happened in there. But also, you build such warm relationships with patients. I have patients, even though I don't practice on a daily basis, they have my number. They call me and tell me about the good things that happen and some of the, not good things that have happened, like if they have a loved one that has passed away or if they need advice on something, they still will message me and ask me things. Yeah. And so, because I've been working in these people's lives for 20 plus years on most of them, and you build that fond relationship and they're like friends. And you're helping them, they trust and value your opinion. And so you end up building just that. It's just other connections that you don't anticipate having, and it's just nice to have those.
So is this a career path that you would recommend to people?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And one thing that is important to remember as far as it being a career path, again, it's more than cleaning teeth. That is just a small part. You are helping diagnose things. If someone has infection in their mouth, that can be life-threatening. And so you are helping with that. I've identified cases of oral cancer. Oral cancer, if you get it, and it's not caught early enough, can be the outcomes can be quite poor. And so I've caught cases of people who a little spot and it turned out to be like a squamous cell carcinoma, and they go and get that evaluated. So you're doing a lot of paperwork. It's a lot of data keeping, a lot of communication with physicians and with specialists, other dental specialists, along with building camaraderie with your coworkers because you're all a team. And then you also learn how to work with various dental materials, learning to take impressions, doing fun, what I consider fun things. And so it's just, there's a wide variety of things to do as far as being a dental hygienist.
Have you ever been bitten?
No.
Never? Okay.
Oh, no, I take that back.
Oh!
I take that back. There was this one little kid, and poor little child, he was just a little stinker. And I said, okay, you're starting to bite me, so he bit harder. And then, I mentioned something to his mom, and he got to go have ice cream afterwards. I wasn't happy about that. No, I
hope it was jalapeno ice cream.
I hope so too. But I thought, you little stinker. Contrary to popular belief, I can't understand what people are saying when my hands are in their mouth. But I have some patients who will wait for me to put my hands in their mouth before they ask me a question, and so I come out going, I'm sorry, what was that? And then they don't say anything. I put my hands back, and then they start talking again, and I'm like, I just don't understand what you're saying. And so I try to time questions, so when I'm in their mouth, I time it when I'm pulling out of the mouth. And so, there you go.
Nice. They're just messing with you at that point.
Yeah, exactly, messing with me.
Excellent. Well, there you go. You now have all the information you need to start a career of your own, and maybe a little more appreciation the next time you pop into the dentist's office. Genee, thanks so much for joining us here today.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Yes. Thank you for joining us too. Watch a little bit of this, and we'll be back in a second. It's time for everyone's favorite segment, the cute pet of the day. This is Scampi Doodles Fox. His favorite things include sleeping way under the covers, nuzzling his mama and dad's faces, snuggling in a pile on top of his sister Mimsy, racing trucks as they drive by his backyard, barking at everything, play chomping hands, begging for his dinner earlier and earlier every day, and being the bestest boy. Somehow I believe it! Your cute pet can be included in the cute pet of the day. Just send us a message, nek@home@gmail.com, or whatever way you can get it to us.
People, have you ever been spoken to like you don't know anything? Yeah.
Yes.
And then I have to take it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay. I was brand new dental hygienist. And I was working on a child, and then went out to tell the mom, we suggest she needs sealants because it's a protective measure to prevent cavities. And she's like, I have other things to do, and she left. Well, the next week she brings in her son, but this time she comes back with her child. And I thought, okay, because she just was a woman who was probably not happy with life. But she proceeded, I'm looking in there, she goes, she started basically calling me names. And I finally had to get up and go, I need to get somebody who can help you. And so I went to my boss, who wasn't hearing any of this, but the other dentist in the practice was saying, you can't hear her. And he was like, what do you want me to do? I'm like, can you come talk to her? Well, and so he comes and he gets her, and of course she turns all nice when he gets in. Well, they proceed to go into the conference room, and she leaves her son. I'm like, I'm not going to touch him without her here because I didn't want to be accused of doing something. And then I hear yelling coming from the conference room. She had to be kicked out of the practice, had to have a restraining order to where she couldn't step on.
Oh my.
Yeah, and she was calling me racial slurs, and he didn't want to tell me that. I said, do you think that bothers me from a person like that? Come to find out, she'd been kicked out of other practices as well.
Oh my God.
Because she just was, I was brand spanking new, and I in trying to be professional, she was nice around men.
Oh,
she was one of those. You know, I was just thinking, okay. And yeah, that was probably tops one of the worst experiences I've ever had in the dental
I'm surprised
office.
things like that didn't happen more often, just dealing with the public so often.
Shockingly, well, you have patients who are thrilled to see you, and some of them you have to earn their trust. I had one patient who I recommended they need to come in more often for cleanings and things, and I'm very thorough. And sometimes it's not pleasant to have your teeth cleaned.
Yeah, right.
But I'm not insensitive either. I can't read people's minds. If something is bothering you, I have things to do to where you can't feel it. But over time, earned his trust. He goes, okay, I'll come in more, But it took several months, and he and his wife, they would only want to see me. And then actually, you talk about making connections with patients, or I guess I was talking about that. I was on a patient. I got a phone call from this patient, or a message, and so I call her back. I'm like, hey, what'd you need? And she proceeds to go, Genee, we lost. Her husband had died, and she wanted to. She thought to call me and tell dental hygienist. And so, and I had just seen him like the week before, but he, dropped of a heart attack basically. And I thought, wow, you become something important than just offering a service to these people, which is why I love the field and hope to continue doing it in some fashion. So, really cool.
So what are you doing now for a job?
Well, I'm a pharmacy resident at Olathe Medical Center, so I'm doing that right now, and it's a year gig, and then I'll be in a hospital administration residency in another year. But I'm trying to, when I'm done, combine my dental and the medical stuff, try and go to some of the healthcare deserts, because I can prescribe medications if I have a collaborative agreement, and I can manage people's heart failure. Plus, with my credentialing for hygiene, I can actually do some simple temporary fillings and symbol extractions. So things like that hopefully I can access people in need. Who need that kind of
and
stuff.
that's what you're aiming at? Is
That's what I'm aiming at, but I have no credibility in medical right now because I have 30 plus year dental. Well, I guess it's almost 30 years. And no pharmacy. I've worked 1 year in pharmacy. And so, but I'm in a hospital getting all the medical stuff with it, and so it's really quite cool. It's different than retail. Retail is a lot different than the hospital, because like I said, I have to respond to all the codes. I'm handing the meds, I'm doing chest compressions, I'm doing all that stuff.
Oh my gosh. This is probably very different than anything you've done before.
Yeah, very different. And so, but that medical training, working with patients, I already have those skills of communicating with providers, where someone coming in without my experience may have a little more difficulty in doing it. So it's pretty cool.
And in honor of Genee and dental hygienists everywhere, I thought we'd play a round of QuoteTastic today. In this round of QuoteTastic, I'm going to give you lines from 7 different movies, and each of those movies is associated with teeth or with biting. Write down your answers, send them in, and we will announce the winners on one of our shows next week. So stay tuned and see if you won. We'll also give you the answers. Also, if you are one of our members and you win, you'll be entered into a drawing for a prize. So that's one of the benefits of membership. You can get prizes. Sweet. Okay, here's QuoteTastic for today. Quote number 1. My first escape landed on dentist tools. I was aiming for the toilet. Okay. Quote number 2. My teeth have begun to fall out. The medicine cabinet is now the Brundle Museum of Natural History. You want to see what else is in it? Quote number 3. I've drained you to the point of death. If I leave you here, you die. Or you can be young always, my friend, as we are now. But you must tell me, will you come or no? Quote number 4. Okay, let me guess. The floss is garrote wire, the toothpaste is plastic explosives, and the toothbrush is the detonation device. Quote number 5. The real work would be your metamorphosis into her evil twin. I know I saw a flash of her yesterday, so get ready to give me more of that bite. Quote number 6. Despite that cart, I haven't practiced dentistry in 5 years, but these days I practice a new profession, bounty hunter. And finally, quote number 7. Yeah, some of our clothes are from victims. You might bite someone and then you think, ooh, those are some nice pants. See if you recognize those quotes, see if you can work it out. No cheating, everyone. Good luck, and thanks for playing. Thanks so much for joining us today on Northeast Kansas at Home. This show is better because you participate in it. So remember to send in all of the things that you think other people need to see. Remember to send in your cute pets, your birthdays, your interesting people you know. We'll put them on the show. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Make sure to come on back Monday morning, 9 a.m. We have a great new show for you. We'll be talking with Professor Donna Ginther of the University of Kansas about Equal Pay Day. If you don't know what that is, you especially need to watch. And if you're one of our subscribers, one of our members, we'll have some bonus footage for you that'll be posted tomorrow. Some of the clips that didn't make it into this show, but are fun to watch. All right, that's it for this week. It's been a great first week. Thanks so much for your support. We will see you on Monday.